Message, baby, on the beats.
What is going on? Welcome back to the Road Pod. It's your man Hendo here. And tonight, we are going to be previewing the Ravens 49ers game. But as always, I'm really not ever by myself. So, I got to bring up my man, my mellow, my co-host, Mr. Brodney. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great because, it's a holiday weekend.
Right.
Work's over for the week, got the Monday off, going to be spending time with family, love all that. But I'm not here to talk about 49ers and Ravens.
So happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays indeed. What's up, Jared?
You know what I mean? We in here doing our thing. And listen, we got a special guest with us. My man decided it's about to be a new year. We're about to start things right. And he's finally decided to come out the closet, the football closet, that is, and finally attest to his love for the Baltimore Ravens. Welcome, my man Sugarton. What's going on, Sugarton? How you doing today?
These lies. I denounce the Ravens fans. I denounce the Ravens team. I want nothing to do with them. I was lied to. I was told this is hanging with Hendo. So I'm very upset. But I guess I'll stick around because my boy and my homie Brodney and my homie Hendo are here. So I'll come. I'll stay for a little bit.
It's too close to Sunday for you to be lying, sir. No one said this was hanging with Hendo.
Nobody said hanging with Hendo. That's a good Christian man down there. He don't lie.
Yeah, I go to church. Hendo, I go to church.
When the last time you went to church?
When was the last time?
Anyway, so 49ers Ravens. What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about this epic game that's coming up on Christmas Day. Listen, this is a battle of two teams that are 11-3 in the NFL, vying for that number one power ranking. For me, I couldn't wait for this game all year long, and I think it's even more heightened now. At first, I was like, can we win? Can we win? At the beginning of the season, I was like, it's going to be a tough game. Then the 49ers went on a 3-game losing streak, and I was like, oh, we got them. We're playing too well for us not to beat them. And then 49ers went up to Philly, went to Dallas, and put kind of a beat down on them. And I was like, all things are possible. All things are possible. But then today, I saw this video. I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys saw this video, but this video actually got me pretty hyped. And now I want to beat the 49ers even more than ever. So I don't know if you saw what Mike Florio had to say. Any of you guys see that?
I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet about it, but I didn't actually see what he said.
Okay. Wrote a song about it. Like the hit go.
The 49ers kicked the shit out of the Ravens on Monday night. I'm sorry, I know that's disrespectful to the Ravens, but let's be realistic. At home, they got to fly across the country on Christmas night, and the 49ers are waiting, and the 49ers are going to dismantle the Ravens. And if it's a Super Bowl preview, the Super Bowl is going to suck because the 49ers, as long as those guys are healthy, they're going to run over everyone.
There's probably no bigger clown in sports media than Mike Florio. That's not to say that he's wrong necessarily. I mean, it could go either way, but
right.
I mean, his opinion ain't changing my opinion on anything.
Yeah,
Mike Florio don't know what he's talking about.
But I think it was in the same show, he made statements of, Lamar Jackson's the best. The Ravens are a tough team. They're winners and they have 11-3 record. I'm like, pick a lane. Pick a lane. But I have one more message for Mike Florio. This is from me to you from the heart. It's the holidays. I harbor no ill will, but this is for you.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you. Hit me, baby.
Yeah, no, that about sums it up. Nobody likes or respects Mike Florio.
They don't. But how does he keep getting viewed? Like people just keep going back to him for information, like he's the end all be all. And all he's done is hate on Lamar. And I think you said it or Jose said it. The only reason that he just has this disdain for Lamar Jackson is because he was wrong about him. Because all he does is mention, well, Lamar got hurt. It's a good thing he's still healthy. It's a good thing he's healthy. Hope he don't get hurt. Like you were wrong. The man got his money. He deserves his money. The Ravens are 11-3, and they're gonna win a Super Bowl.
Hey, I hope Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt in the playoffs again when the 49ers need him like he did last year.
In the championship game. How about that? All right, let's see who we got up in here with us tonight. Appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us.
I'm drinking lemonade and tea. And
I
just got more lemon. And then I just got more lemonade.
What's going on, Brandon Bazell? Appreciate you being here. Jared Green is in the house. Chocolate Lady Cap, happy holidays to you as well. The Smitty, appreciate you for being here. Who else we got? Living Big with Big Reg. What's up, Reg? Yeah, we did like a 3-hour stream last night. 3 hours.
3-hour stream?
Yeah, we did the Monday night. We did the Thursday night football game last night. Brandon Bucks in the house. MDT, what's up?
Y'all did?
Yeah. He did a stream.
He was on Reg?
Yeah, he did a stream. I popped in. First, what's going on?
I don't get no notifications, man.
I didn't get
it. Yeah, I didn't get a notification on that either.
I didn't get a notification. It's just I was happen to be on YouTube and saw him on there. You know, it was supposed to start at a certain time and it didn't.
Because you know what? You didn't show up for OT. We forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Ferris, by the way, need to talk to you after the show. Rather important.
Is it?
It is. You know what it's about.
What? No, I don't know. What is it about? Oh
yeah, it's about what's going to be happening next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Rodney, et tu, Brute? You hate
you're saying that to me after what you did?
I don't do anything.
After that act of pure cowardice in the middle of the night, mind you.
That's when the man responded to me. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah.
You know Davon does things in the wee hours of the morning.
I wasn't gonna say people's names, but okay, if you want to just put it out there. Yeah, you and Davon. Fucking traitors. The both of you.
All right.
Disgusted by what y'all did.
Let's get into this. People came here to get into the game. Talk about the game. They want to talk about the football, the game of the century.
That's
game,
right.
Game of the year. Maybe the game of the century. It could be. Listen, we have two powerhouse teams. One, I can't hold you. I can't even front. The San Francisco 49ers are a well-oiled machine, and they can put up points. Like when they're on their game, it's hard to stop them. You got Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuels, George Kittle. I mean, they have a team full of stars. Trent Williams on the offensive line, and that's not even meant to mention what they have defensively. But then we have Lamar Jackson, and I saw something today on TV saying the 49ers have a bunch of stars, and the Ravens only have Lamar Jackson. But with Lamar Jackson, it has been hard for teams to stop him. If we only have Lamar Jackson, why are we 11-3, sitting in first place in the AFC? So, to me, this is going to be one outstanding game. Could you give me your thoughts on how you feel this game is going to go, Sugarton?
I mean, I'm already gonna get hate for this. And you just put it all over
I'm going to Florio.
Yeah. No, I mean, look at I was on Twitter earlier and I saw Coach's thing about Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy and how the bigger channels, they're pushing Brock Purdy and things like that. But the problem is Brock Purdy has the numbers. He has better numbers than Lamar right now. And I know we get into this discussion. Me and Bronny always get in a fight about this. Where we talk about
a fight with anyone.
You fight all day,
especially with me. You be fighting those phone calls. Lamar Jackson, and it goes to the Cam Newton thing, when he was talking about game managers, things like that.
Right.
As I do agree with Cam Newton, but I think there's a middle level there. I think there's a middle level of you're a game manager, but you make plays.
Right.
Lamar Jackson is that top tier. I would put Brock Purdy, Tua, all those guys that he mentioned in that middle tier. People talk about Matt Stafford, but Matt Stafford, what if you look at it, when Megatron had one of his best years, who was his QB? When Cooper Kupp had one of his best years, who was his QB? And Puka
Puka
is about to
Wow.
Puka. What you know what I'm trying to say? Thank you.
Nakua.
It's
God
about if he
damn it.
gets 145 more yards, he sets the rookie record.
Yeah, he gonna
In
get
that
He gonna get that.
So and guess who his quarterback is?
Mhm.
It's Matt Stafford. So there's guys that can do more than what's needed, and then there's guys that can do what's needed and do the extra. And I think that this game is going to come down to that. Lamar's going to have to do more to carry this team, whereas Brock Purdy's just going to have to do enough, plus make sure he doesn't make mistakes. And I think that's going to be one of the hardest things to overcome for Lamar if this team is not, functioning on in all three phases of the game.
Right.
If the defense is not playing well and it's all on him, he may struggle. If your wide receivers, we've seen it before when you lost to Pittsburgh, wide receivers ain't catching the ball.
You had to bring that
It's
up.
going to be hard. It's going to be hard. If there's mistakes made, it's going to be tough because, like you said, Hendo, 49ers are a very well-run team.
Yeah.
They're very structured. They're very, this is what we got to do to win the game. So you have to almost play perfect. It could go the other way. What happens is we've seen you brought it up millions of times. 49ers went on a losing streak.
Mhm.
What if the Ravens are able to capitalize on some of those things that were causing that losing streak? It may happen. So I'm not sitting here saying the 49ers are going to win. I'm just saying we know what you have to do to win. You know what you have to do to beat this team. So hopefully hopefully the Ravens can do that to pull out a win. So
Right.
we'll see what happens.
I'm shocked that no one's ever thought to spy Lamar Jackson before.
Listen, shout out Brandon Buck for the $4.20 donation. He says, "Flux Mike Florio, he is a trick." Appreciate you,
And
for the
Jeremy,
donation.
and I see Jeremy saying Lamar's number would be inflated. Also, if he had Debo, Kittle,
They would be undefeated.
Ayuk. Yeah, but I mean, okay, so you give no credit to Brock Purdy because he has to throw the ball.
Oh no, Brock
Like
Purdy.
he has to put. But I'm saying though is you can't sit there and say, well, this person would have numbers. I mean, they have to go first off.
Yeah,
You have to play the Ravens management team. But the way people talk about Brock Purdy is like, yo, he's just he has to do something. You can't say it's all the wide receivers that are doing the work. Now, if they were throwing 5-yard passes and then they were running for 100 yards, that's a different
Which they
story.
do.
And
Which they do.
sometimes,
Which they do.
but he does
But-
make passes deep to
He does.
his players.
He's better than people give credit for. I'll agree with that.
So, we'll see what happens.
Rodney switching to dark mode.
What?
You switched to dark mode? Oh, there you go.
No, I just wanted to respond to Bazel, who said I've been freezing him out, or been stonewalling his trade offers. No, he's not, Cosmo. God damn, bro. Really? Anyway, Bazel, I apologize if that's the way you feel, but listen, whatever you need, just make that offer to Davon. He got you.
Actually, Brodney, Brodney, he's actually right. Brock Purdy, better completions. There's more attempts for Lamar Jackson. Brock Purdy has more yards, more touchdowns. They have the same in interceptions, and Brock Purdy has been sacked less. So,
But that's not what he said. I didn't say he doesn't have better
Brock
numbers.
Purdy
He
is
has better numbers.
is better in the passing game.
Right.
I mean-
He's not better in the passing game. He has better numbers this season than Lamar Jackson.
So
that doesn't make him a better passer. That doesn't make him a better passer than
So
Lamar
how do we
Jackson.
wait? Well, hold up, but I want to. How do we measure?
You have to watch
Is
them
it by
play.
numbers?
No, you have to watch him play.
No, Lamar is a more dynamic player, but if the numbers are better.
Let me ask you this.
I'm just
Do you
asking.
remember? I forget what year it was, but the New England Patriots were in the playoffs, and Tom Brady was throwing to Rashae Caldwell And I forget who else was in that receiving core. And
Troy Brown.
and they dropped every pass they lost. Did that make Tom Brady a bad quarterback that week because he wasn't completing his passes because he had 5 garbage receivers? No. It means he had 5 garbage receivers. The Patriots went out that offseason. I believe it was that particular offseason and got Randy Moss. And they went and got Wes Welker. And they upgraded those receivers, and he didn't have that problem anymore, right?
Tom Brady went on to
set
record.
But let me ask you a question. Didn't you guys scream that you upgraded your wide receiver room?
What do you mean, you guys?
We didn't.
You are a Ravens fan. You are a Ravens fan.
Okay. But here's the
Ravens faces.
Okay, fine,
Here's the thing,
Shut your mouth. We ain't starting that, okay?
What?
I don't go on Ravens faces.
I swear. You guys make it personal.
No, we're not. Here's the thing, Shug. Yes, have the Ravens upgraded their wide receiver position? They did. But you can upgrade from garbage to trash. You're upgraded, doesn't still make you better. Listen, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Brock Purdy because he's out there doing his thing. But you got to look at the weapons that he has around him. He has a top 5 offensive line. We don't have any of that. And Lamar's doing what he needs to do. Lamar is also in the first year of a new system. Purdy's been in this system, and Kyle Shanahan takes quarterbacks that can't do a damn thing. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo. Look at him with the Niners, championship game, Super Bowl. Look what he did with the Raiders with less talent around him. A bad coaching staff. Josh McDaniels is not the genius that everybody makes him out to be. Look what happened when those quarterbacks left and went elsewhere. What did they do? So I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy, but there are components to everything. Like it's a collective of talent and coaching. Lamar does not have talent around him, nor does he have coaching. Lamar has to use his talent, his singular talent. And you can't say, well, Brock Purdy has better passing numbers and more touchdowns just because Lamar has thrown more. Look at who he has to throw to. Does Lamar have a Christian McCaffrey that he can dump a 5-yard pass off to?
According to Ravens fans, that's what Kenyon Mitchell was.
Okay, well, there's no one named Kenyon Mitchell.
Yeah, whatever. Mitchell.
Mitchell. He's done almost nothing in the pass game, and he tore his ACL and he's out for the season. But my question to you, Shug, is Derek Carr better in the pass game than Lamar Jackson? Because he's got better numbers than Lamar Jackson. Is he better in the pass game?
He's better passing than this year. Yes.
Is that
the numbers are better?
Is that what that means to you? Oh, okay. So
the numbers are
where does let's say Gus Edwards rank for you with running back? Because at the time he got hurt, he was I believe second in the league in touchdowns. Is he the second best running back in the league?
But that's touchdowns. What was his yards? It's a collective of stats. It's a collective.
It's not. But are touchdowns not the most important one?
So is Raheem?
And Brock Purdy has more. And Brock Purdy
okay, but so Gus Edwards is the second best running back in the league.
What's his running yards?
I don't know.
But we need the full picture.
600. He's got like
the full picture.
Okay, but to your point, is Raheem Mostert a top 2 or 3 running back in the league?
For Miami,
is he leading the league in touchdowns and yards per carry?
He's second in yards with
18 touchdowns, 4.9 yards per carry, 966 yards.
Yeah,
he's tied for 3rd in the league in yards. He's 1st in rushing touchdowns.
That's a good running back. You could
no. That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. Is he the best running back in the league? Is he the best?
No, he's top 5. He's top 5.
Okay, cool.
He's top 5.
Cool.
He's top 5.
Okay.
See, I didn't want to talk Ravens. I wanted to come talk to my friends, and we're just gonna argue. And God,
we're not arguing. We're having
because you can't just look at counting stats. I mean,
you can't. You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right.
We talked about it before. If you look at counting stats, Vinny Testaverde is one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Best ever. Shout out to Cowboys legend Vinny Testaverde.
Legend as well.
Well,
and
first of all, he came to Baltimore. He came to Baltimore.
Legend.
He came to Baltimore. 4,100 yards. 4,100 yards with the Ravens. And Vinny Testaverde is this awesome quarterback? He's not. Everyone has good, and I'm not trying to diminish what Brock Purdy's doing. So with that being said, in this game, which team do you feel has more to prove, Rodney?
Oh my God, this dude said Brock Purdy has tougher throws than Lamar. All right. I'm sorry, what was your question?
My question is, who do you think has more to prove in this game?
I don't really think either one of these teams has anything to prove. They're the top two teams in the league. San Francisco has made deep playoff runs. They were making a playoff run last year with Brock Purdy. Baltimore has something to prove in the playoffs, but you can't prove that in the regular season. So you're not going to prove anything in this game. But yeah, Baltimore's already clinched their playoff spot. They're the first team in the AFC to do so. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that there's really much of anything to prove on either side in this game.
How about you, Shug?
I agree with Rodney. I would say the Ravens, but they don't really have anything to prove because they need to prove it in the playoffs. And not to say that, we're talking about, because I know that's the knock on Lamar is like, the playoffs, but as a team as a whole, we had this conversation. What has the Ravens done in the last, we'll just say 10 years? Not much. They won 2 playoff games, I believe, in the last 10 years, maybe 3. That if you're that top quality organization, you got to do more. And they, again, I said, Ravens fans said they got the best wide receiver core they've had in a while. The defense, Roquan Smith, I know Hamilton's out, which kind of sucks. But this is a pretty good defense. They got the offense they want. Maybe the line's not where they want it to be, but it's what they have right now. So going into the playoffs, they have to do something. Right. As far as this game, I think Bronny's right. I don't think this is a proving game. I think this is a game of who's just better. If the Ravens walk into their stadium, beat them, maybe even by 3 points, you go, okay, they just walked into the stadium and beat them. But if the Ravens walk in there and lose by 10, 15, 20, 21 points, then it's like, oh shit, what do we do here? If the Niners win by 3, okay, Ravens are a tough team. They're gonna make some noise. But if they go and they win this game, by 10 points, whatever, then you're kind of like, as a Ravens fan, okay, where are we at now? We've measured ourselves. It's like this is a measuring stick game. That's what this is. This is a measuring stick game. Where are we at as a teams? Are we here or are we here? So I think I don't think there's anybody needs to prove anything. I think you just got to measure yourself against each other.
Got you. And listen, and this is nothing. Well, I guess it is. This is something against you, just because you are a Dallas Cowboys fan. Jeremy Miller, you asked, what did the Ravens need to prove they deserve the number 1 seed? Winning 11 games proved that they deserve to be the number 1 seed. Having the best record in the AFC proved that they deserve to be the number 1 seed. Like, I'm not getting where you're coming from. They beat the teams in front of them where other teams did not. So what is there to prove? What's going on, DDSQ?
Having the best record in the conference really is the only way to prove that you deserve the number 1 seed, since that's really all it is.
Oh, what's going on, Jose?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm not understanding. All right, so do you think that the winner of this game should be considered the Super Bowl frontrunner?
I think they're going to be regardless. I think these are the 2 teams from each conference to get to the Super Bowl. And obviously, if you have a win over that other team, people are going to, say, hey, they beat you already. Mm-hmm. You're probably the favorite to win in the Super Bowl. But again, what happens in a game on Christmas Day is not really indicative of how it's going to go in February.
Facts.
If they play each other.
How about you, Shug?
I don't think they should be the Super Bowl favorite, but I think you look at them and say, okay, this is probably what we've seen on the field is the best team right now. They're both really good teams. So, like I said, if the Ravens go out there and beat the snot out of the 49ers, you're looking at it a little different. Like, Ravens are probably the Super Bowl favorites. If it's reversed, you're looking at them and saying, wait a minute, they're probably the favorites. But I don't think you can really take stock, like Bronny said, in December 25th, 2023, in this game. You could take it as face value of they're probably one of the best teams right now. But anything can happen in the playoffs. Anything can happen in the next couple weeks. So
Facts. And Jeremy says, I'm saying that because the Dolphins are on their heels. You know why the Dolphins are on their heels, Jeremy? Because they lost to the Tennessee Titans, where they had a 13-point lead with 2 minutes left in the game that they lost. They haven't beaten a team with a winning record all season long. So they can be on their heels. But listen, all that aside, guess what? Next week, we play them. So if they really are deserving of that number 1 seed, they'll beat us next week. But they have a tough task this week going against the woeful Dallas Cowboys, who can't win on the road. So, 6 in one hand, half
And
dozen.
now watch
in
Dallas win on the road. Now watch Dallas win on the road.
But something has to happen. Either Dallas wins on the road or the Dolphins finally beat a team over 500. One of these things has to happen unless they actually tie in that game. And that would be something.
I would love that.
I would. It would. It would. But, we ain't got to worry about those things with Lamar Jackson because I understand everybody has their opinions. And I'm not saying anybody's opinion is wrong. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's trash. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the world. He's up there. But Lamar Jackson is 19-1 versus the NFC. 19-1. That's a pretty good record. And let's hope he continues to keep that record going come Monday night. All right. Now, next up, we're going to take a look at the 5 key matchups. 5 key matchups, that I do believe are going to determine the game. And gentlemen, you can let me know what you think about these matchups in itself. So coming in at number 5, the 5th matchup that I believe is going to help dictate this game is Isaiah Likely versus Dre Greenlaw and that boy Fred Warner. I said this before. I said it last night, and I say it again. I do think that the San Francisco 49ers have the best linebacking duo in the NFL. Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith are right behind them, but to me, I think they are the best. And I think with Mark Andrews being out, even though he showed up at the facility today, not on crutches, and now everybody's so excited he's going to be back for the playoffs. He don't do nothing in the playoffs, but everybody's excited nonetheless. I just think that with Lamar not having a safety blanket there, I think that Likely is going to, if he can get open versus these linebackers, I think he's going to play a big role in this game because their defense is fast. And I don't think Lamar is going to have the normal time that he has to throw. And I think Likely getting open against these linebackers is going to be paramount for the Ravens to win. What say you guys?
Likely sucks.
That's not the point.
And he's going up against 2 of the best middle linebackers in the league. I don't know. I don't think that if this is a key matchup, Baltimore going to get their ass kicked.
Okay.
Look at. I'm not gonna throw names out there and who said this. And I respect this person's opinion, and
right.
it can be true. It can be true. But when Ravens fans at the beginning of the year were like, Likely's going to be this great tight end. Then it was he sucks. Then it's like now he's Travis Kelce 2.0.
What?
When off of one game?
Wait a minute. First of all, that's false. That's false, Suge. First of all, he was Travis Kelce, Tony Gonzalez after a preseason game last year. After half of a preseason game last year.
Thank you for educating me.
Right. That's what it was. That's what it was.
He had 100 yards in one half of that preseason game.
I just want to point out. I just want to point out, Bronny. I remembered his name and who he is. Hendo. Thank you.
Damn it, Lilith.
But Ravens fan wanted to put him on a pedestal already.
They did.
And now all of a sudden he might be Kelce 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To me, I think Ravens fans rush to put somebody up there because they're in desperate need. They know you've seen it, Bronny. We've talked about it. Mark Andrews. They say Mark Andrews is the second best tight end, possibly the best tight end. And then you want to argue with them, and they say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And now it's likely he's the next big thing. I mean, he can develop into that, absolutely. Right. And this would be a game to prove it. If he can prove it in this game, maybe he is the next Travis Kelce 2.0. But we will have to see. Has he done it in the past? Has he done it recently?
No.
Rodney just said he sucks.
What
makes it? What makes you think he's going to do it?
He had one good game.
Yeah, what makes you think he's going to do it? Because it's against a good top defense.
Crucify this dude for most of the season.
You're right. I can't hold you right. All right. Matchup number 4 that I think is going to help dictate this game either way. I think it is going to be Kyle Hamilton versus George Kittle.
He ain't got no S in his name.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought about that when I just read it. You know how black people do. We like to add S's to names. George Kittle.
Stereotyping.
I'm sorry. My apologies. But yes, listen, Kyle Hamilton is playing at an all-pro level. He may possibly be arguably the best safety in the NFL right now. And we all know what Kittle can do. He is a monster. He's a beast. I still remember that game that he played against the New Orleans Saints where he carried 3 dudes down the field. And he is one of their weapons. I just think I'm not really sure how well Kyle can do against him because I've seen Kyle go against second and third tight ends. I've never really seen Kyle match up if he's matched up one-on-one with a tight end of this caliber. So I think
and I don't think he should be. I don't think he's a great cover guy. I think he's developing, excuse me, into a great playmaker, and they need to just continue moving him around the field and letting him just affect the plays the way he has been all season.
right.
And let Roquan and or Queen worry about Kittle, or your highest paid safety in the league, Marcus Williams, whoever else, but not Kyle. We know that George is probably the second best tight end in the league. So I mean, you're going to have your hands full no matter what. I think it's paramount for Baltimore to use Kyle Hamilton to get pressure on Brock Purdy, because that's what's really going to turn the game in their favor is making him uncomfortable behind that line.
Yeah, I think that one thing that people kind of sleep on is, and all hail to the 49ers defense, the Ravens defense is pretty damn good itself. They're number one in points against. I think they're number 2 in yards. They lead the league in sacks. So I think that is good, and all hail San Francisco and what they do on offense. I think people sleeping on what the Ravens can do. We've shut down some teams. When Detroit came in and everybody thought that Detroit was this all-world team, the Ravens held them down and blew them out. Same thing with Seattle the very next week. So
And I believe
overcome
Hendo
it.
was first. Oh, and he's back. There he is.
I'm sorry. We have some matchups that we got to overcome. The number 3 matchup that I think will dictate this game is going to be the Ravens defensive backs, especially Marlon Humphrey and Brandon Stevens versus Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuels.
I think this one's a bit more even than it appears.
Okay.
Marlon Humphrey, playing at his best, obviously is one of the top corners in the league.
Mhm.
He's been an all-pro corner. Brandon Stevens, we've been commenting about him all year about how he's really stepped up this season. He's playing, I mean, some might say over his head, but I mean, he's been doing it every single week, right? He's been playing very, very well. And then they're going to have Geno Stone, Marcus Williams playing behind him as well. So I think it's going to be tougher than I think most people think for Deebo and Ayuk to get off in this game.
Yeah. And listen, we've all given Marlon some grief, especially because of that game-winning throw in the Pittsburgh game. But aside from that, he's been locked down. That's the only touchdown he's allowed this season. I know Brandon Stevens allowed that 12-yard touchdown catch to Jamar Chase. I mean, 2 touchdowns, 14 games. You can't get any better. I think they both hold quarterbacks to below 50% completion percentage and only like 200 yards maybe. So this is going to be a good matchup to me. What kind of gives me pause is the fact that Kyle Shanahan is going to scheme some things up. He's going to, and the one thing I love about him outside of what we don't do is he schemes his wide receivers open. He schemes his running backs open. I mean, even to the point where former Raven Kyle Juszczyk, like they use him in the passing game and they use him well effectively. So if we can overcome what they do, because to me, the 49ers make every play look the same. And you don't know if it's a run play or if it's a pass play. So if we can overcome that, we'll see. You have any thoughts on that?
You got to use rated R superstar Ricard more in the passing game. That's what you need to do.
All right, the number 2 matchup.
Nobody needs to see hard R Ricard.
That's rated R superstar.
We do need to see a lot of Kyle Juszczyk though. The better version of Pat Ricard, the Ravens let walk.
Right. So we can keep 2 fullbacks. Like, come on now. But the number 2 matchup that I think is going to help dictate this game, more importantly, like this is a doozy for us. I don't know how this is going to work out. Maybe it'll be switched off, but it's going to be Roquan Smith versus Christian McCaffrey. Now they may switch it up and put Patrick Queen on him, but to me personally, as well as our linebackers play in coverage, they are not the best. Like I said, I give the nod to Greenlaw and Warner as far as pass covering linebackers go. We do a pretty decent job, but I just think that Christian McCaffrey is on a whole nother level. If you follow his career from Carolina, the things that he did there, he is one of their cornerstone franchise players. I don't know how they let him go, but he went to San Francisco and actually elevated his game to a whole nother level. So I think that this is one matchup we have to keep an eye on. If our defensive backs can actually slow down their wide receivers, I think that Shanahan is going to look for Christian McCaffrey in the passing game, not to mention the run game. Like, this isn't only a pass thing, because the Ravens struggle stopping the run. Because of the defense that we deploy, we don't always stop the run against lesser running backs. So we're going to have our hands full with that boy.
Yeah, I mean, on the face of it, you know, I mean, this is not just a Ravens thing. If you just match up San Francisco with any team in the league, you say, hey, man, their defense is going to have a ton of trouble. You know, you're not going to be able to stop them. They have too many weapons. And, you know, I mean, that's true of McCaffrey as well. Right? He's the best running back in the league. He's one of the best players in the league, period. Right? You don't have anybody who can cover McCaffrey, right? And like you said, they've kind of struggled in the run game as well, defending the run game. And you know, I said it, I believe, on the roundup, and I really believe, I think for the Ravens to really slow down San Francisco's offense, they're going to have to try to be more of the old style of Ravens and really just rough them up. They've got to get to Brock Purdy in the pass game. They got to make him uncomfortable. They got to hit him, and they got to hit those receivers coming over the middle. They got to hit McCaffrey coming out of the backfield and just make them uncomfortable. You know, if they can do that, then I think they'll slow them down. If they can't do that, I mean, guys like Debo and CMC are going to carve you up. It's just what they do.
Right.
You know, they're too good to just defend straight up. So shout out to Carolina for giving San Francisco the missing piece.
What's going on? Like, right. Same conference. Like, what were you guys thinking?
And you know, they were just like, hey, yeah, whatever here.
Take them for nothing. We don't need them. All right. The number one matchup that I think is going to dictate this game.
Well, you didn't even give me a chance to
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking about number one, and number one got me messed up. Go ahead, Shik. I'm sorry, but please give your thought.
I mean, look, if you know, Smith is going to defend CMC like he did against Najee Harris.
I knew you were going to say
Ravens are going to be dunzos, okay? Especially in the passing game, because, you know, the ball's coming here, Roquan's looking that way. You know, he's But go to your number one. Let's see number one.
Oh God! All right,
is a Harbaugh versus Shanahan? Is that what it is?
No. You know, and I see the city saying "Good looking Carolina," and you're welcome. And I it just, to this day, it pisses me off that Panthers, like, I was fine with trading McCaffrey just because like they seemed like they were going into a rebuild, and I wanted McCaffrey to go to a good team where he had a chance to actually win. You know, he deserved that. But like the fact that what they got for him was replacement draft picks for the ones they wasted on Sam Darnold and, you know, and Will Greer and Baker Mayfield and oh boy, what's his name, Golden Corral. Like it's terrible. And so they replenished those picks, and then they turned around and traded a bunch more for Bryce Young. Scott Fitter's got to go.
He's got to go. All right,
he's got to go ASAP.
And Jose, Najee Harris is playing more than most of the Ravens running backs. So
that's true.
Still got less yards. All right, number one.
Yes, three running backs versus one. Sure.
One. All right, the number one.
Flex that.
The number one matchup that I think is going to dictate the outcome of this game, and I hope it ain't true.
Patrick McCarry versus Bosa.
It is the Ravens offensive line versus the 49ers defensive line.
I mean, that's not. I'm not gonna lie. That's not a great one for the Ravens. Not at all.
At all.
If Ronnie Stanley can't go, that's going to cause some serious trouble for them. You know, Ronnie hasn't had the best year, you know, anyway. Right. But
why are you lying, Jose? There's a video of him scoring on Roquan Smith, your $1 million linebacker.
I'm sorry, Brandon was talking.
That was last year. But you know, if Ronnie Stanley's out, like I said, it's going to be extremely difficult, and they are going to just be leaning heavily on Lamar and his playmaking abilities and him being able to avoid the rush, and especially with Keaton Mitchell out now, you know, it's tough for Baltimore. Hopefully, Ronnie Stanley can go. If not, I don't know. I mean, listen, this is where you got to employ the old Richard Sherman or Joe Thomas school of blocking. Just hold them every play. They're not going to call it.
Facts. What are your thoughts on this, Sure.
Well, you guys, Ravens have been struggling on the offensive line all year, and we're like, oh, hey, the 49ers has a great defensive line. Oh, let's give them Chase as well.
Mhm.
What are
Right.
the others?
Javon
You know,
Hargrave,
like-
he came over from Philadelphia. Like,
Yeah, so yeah, I think that you guys are gonna have a tough time, and I think you're right. Lamar's just not. He's not gonna have the usual time he has, so he's gonna have to play. He's gonna have to play very perfect, make really good decisions, and hopefully your receivers will catch the ball.
right. Harbaugh versus
That's not
Harbaugh.
even, and that's not even me being. That's not even me being funny. Like
No, I know, yeah.
when he throws the ball, they have to catch it. They have to catch it because they got to stay ahead of the chains, or he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not being funny. Bold predictions for this game coming up. Rodney.
Despite the way your 5 key matchups look, and good job not picking anything in the Ravens' favor, I think Baltimore wins this game. Now, again, I think that they're going to need Zay Flowers to be the playmaker that he's been at times, and I think they're going to need him to evolve into a guy who can. I shouldn't even say evolve. I mean, he's got the ability, but he's going to have to be a guy who takes over the game in this one for them. Odell is going to have to give them more. I know this isn't all his fault. I know it's not all his fault. They don't throw the ball a ton, but he's going to have to give them more than one catch for 14 yards. I mean, you just have to, right? Rashad Bateman's going to have to show up. I don't even want to say anything about Isaiah Likely. Whatever you get from Isaiah Likely is a bonus. Just don't fumble it. Don't hurt the team actively. And they're going to need Justin Madubuike to show that, hey, he is worth that contract that y'all are contemplating giving him. You're going to need Odafe Owe to show up and be the guy that he's been at times, making big plays and big moments. But I do feel the Baltimore gets out of there with the win. I think it's going Baltimore's way.
All right. What is your bold prediction, Sugarton?
My bold prediction. I think this game my bold prediction. I think this game is going to be close. Realistically, I think it's going to be a blowout by the 49ers.
Wow.
I think that's what realistically is going to happen. Bold prediction is Ravens pull it out by 3 points. Christian McCaffrey doesn't have a good day. Brock Purdy throws some picks. And the defense, for some reason, just can't get to Lamar. And he does some Houdini, Dragon Ball Z teleporting across the field.
Right.
So I think that my bold prediction is going to be a game only won by 3 points.
Okay. My bold prediction is going to be the Ravens are going to take a little blueprint away from the Cleveland Browns without Roughneck Rider legend or whatever it is, PJ Walker. I think that Lamar Jackson is going to account for 350 yards and 4 total touchdowns as the Ravens win by at least 10 points. That is going to be my bold prediction for this game. All right, next up, we got a little message. I know if you watched the stream last night, I told you guys that I had a little something for you. Had a little surprise, had a little thing going on. But this is something for our patrons. This is a way for us to give back to our patrons. If you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com, ROUG, sign up. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month, a lot of perks. But this is something special that myself, Lunch Break Hot Take, just the whole clique, the conglomerate are putting together to give back to the patrons.
This video is brought to you by Patreon. Shout out to all the patrons that make this possible. Sign up today to get special perks and discounts. Don't miss out on our growing community.
Image, baby, on the beats.
That's right. April the 6th, 2024. We are going to M&T Bank Stadium, and we're going to do a Ravens Stadium tour, and we are bringing patrons along with us. There are a limited number of spots, unfortunately. So if you are interested, let me know. And it doesn't matter if you're a patron of mine, if you're a patron of LBHT, if you're a patron of Coach Evans and Sip the Tally. If you're one of our patrons, let me know. We can get you signed up, and we'll give you the details. After the Ravens Stadium tour, we are going to go hang out, get some lunch or something, and you know what I'm saying, just connect with the community. Fix your face. Connect with the community, kind of like, huh?
I don't think I agree with
Some
that.
shots.
Shot. It's whatever. It's whatever. But it's kind of like we did with the meet and greet a little bit. But after the stadium tour, we're gonna go hang out. It's gonna be a good time. Make sure you let me know. You can go over to the Road Pod on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter. Leave me a message. Also, LBHT Show through all platforms. Let us know if you want to attend. I think it's going to be a dope time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, what do we have? We have an MVP.
Told there was only one topic.
Huh?
I was told there was only one topic.
I mean, it's all in the same vein. You know, you bring some more. But this topic is going to be a quick one. This is an MVP clash. Now, they say that Brock Purdy is the front runner for the league's most valuable player award. Some put Lamar Jackson second. Do you think that the winner of this game is going to catapult themselves, depending upon how they look in this game, to the forefront of this award?
I think that if Lamar looks great and Purdy looks terrible, then that will catapult Lamar into first place. Otherwise, you're still going to come out with Purdy as the front runner for MVP.
Okay. Should
had you asked me this question last week, I would have said Lamar doesn't even have the numbers close to being MVP. But now looking at the numbers, it's actually he's right there.
He does.
I will with 17 touchdowns
and plus the 5 rushing and 740 yards rushing. Yes. And
the rushing, yes, the rushing, the throwing though. But
it's weird how they.
Hey,
it's weird.
Hey, it's my time to talk.
Okay,
I will agree 100% with Brodney. If Lamar goes out there and throws 3 touchdowns, maybe a running touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns and a running touchdown, and Brock Purdy looks like garbage, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would think, and you would think that one of the best players or the best player from the best team in the league should theoretically get the MVP. You know, I think Lamar's the MVP because of what he has to work with. He has to work with a lot less. And once again, I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy. And for all you out there that say, oh, you don't watch Brock Purdy play, I do watch him play. And he's very talented, and he does more than game manage. But I just think that what Lamar has on his plate, what he has to deal with, he has to overcome coaching and talent. And he's right there with the 49ers at 11-3. And I hate to say it like this, but unlike Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson has never lost 3 straight games in a row in his career. He's never lost 3 in a row. And there are a lot of quarterbacks in the league that can't say that. So to me, I think that if Lamar comes out of this looking well, he should be the front runner for the MVP. All right. Next, we're going to get into game predictions. Now, I know the Los Angeles Rams beat the New Orleans Saints last night, but we're going to give predictions for the rest of the upcoming schedule. I know this is Brodney's favorite segment because he loves picking games. You know, just like in the Pick'em League. But let's start off. All right. We have games tomorrow. Thank goodness. And it starts off with the Cincinnati Bengals and Shug's Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got in this, Shug?
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Really? You had to say it out loud.
I got the damn Steelers.
Okay? I'm sorry. Okay, man. Okay. How about you, Roddy?
I mean, obviously, I'm taking the Bengals. I'm not a Steelers fan, so I'm going to use my brain on this one.
Facts. Even with Jamar Chase being sidelined, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Also,
Mason Rudolph about to throw touchdowns and racial slurs out there.
He's going to, like I said, he's going to do one of those.
He's going to do one of those things, not both. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Shoot.
You got to go with Buffalo. I think Herbert's out, correct?
Yeah.
Cosmo, how dare you, Brandon Buck? We're not friends anymore. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo as well. And the Chargers, like I said, they're not going to get that kind of boost that teams normally get from firing their coach because their quarterback's gone. Buffalo seems to have turned things around with firing my guy Ken Dorsey. It's unfortunate. But hey, my other guy, Joe Brady, former Panther OC, has turned them around, and they look like they're fighting for that playoff spot. So I think they get the win on the road.
Okay. Next up on Sunday, we have the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I don't care which one you guys say.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say Atlanta bounces back, starting Taylor Heineke. And this is solely because the Colts are not very good, and Atlanta's also not very good, and it's very difficult to predict who's showing up for which team when.
Oh, okay.
But I do expect them to give Bijan Robinson a lot of touches this week.
I hope not. Chick?
Indianapolis.
I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts as well. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Ooh, scary.
Nope, they're playing Tennessee.
I'm sorry, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Seattle versus Tennessee. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was looking down. My bad.
Hey, looking at a computer all day. I get it. Seattle.
Yeah, I'm also taking Seattle. Based on the opinion on the thought that Geno Smith is going to be starting. If it's Drew Lock, I probably start to lean Tennessee a bit.
Let's see. If Geno Smith is playing, I'm going Tennessee.
You're such a goddamn hater, man.
I'm going for Tennessee in this matchup. Tennessee. All right, next matchup we have the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff trying to take his team where Detroit Lions teams have not gone for a very, very long time up against the Minnesota Vikings in a divisional matchup. Who you got?
I hope Geno throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and as soon as the game's over, he finds a camera and calls you out by name.
Because he's going to be on my bench. He's going to be on my bench.
I've got Detroit. They've been playing pretty well. I don't think that Minnesota. I think that little miracle run they went on is over. I don't think they have the talent to keep up with Detroit at this point. So I'm taking the Lions.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Lions.
Lions it is. We have the Washington Commies versus the Zach Wilson Jets.
Taking Washington in this one. Either way, really. And it's just because I hate the Jets, honestly.
Even with Jacoby Brissett starting?
Yeah, especially
I think
Brissett starting.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Aaron Rodgers is going to be starting. But that rumor might not be true. But I'm still going to go with the New York Jets.
Yeah,
it's not going to be Zach Wilson.
It doesn't matter who starts for the Jets. I think just defensively they have everything they need on that side of the ball, and Washington has not scored over 20 points in the last 4 or 5 games. So yeah, Jets for me.
But the Jets also got eliminated from playoff contention, so
they did. Next up, we have the disappointing Jordan Love Green Bay Packers, who could win or lose. No, Green Bay at the Carolina Panthers, who are on a 1-game win streak. Who you got in this game?
Should
Rodney, you're the Panthers fan. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Score?
We don't do that here.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I am going to take Carolina.
Okay. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. I'm going with the Carolina Panthers for the upset. I think they're starting to turn things around. It's going to be pretty. All right. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns. Joe Fleasy at the Houston Texans minus probably CJ Stroud, who's still in concussion protocol.
Yeah, it looks like CJ is going to be out, and Joe Flacco is taking Cleveland to the playoffs. I'm taking Cleveland in this one on the road.
Yep, taking Cleveland. It is December, and that's when Mr. Joe Flacco thrives.
January, Joe about to do his thing. I'm going with the Browns. Yeah, Stroud is out, so you might as well just cancel Christmas on that game. Next up, we have the flailing, maybe Trevor Lawrence-less Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the hot as fish grease Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I don't think that's an accurate representation of either of those teams. But I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville. They'll flail around and land a punch on Tampa that'll knock them out.
Ooh, okay.
We'll go Jacksonville.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. I believe in Baker Mayfield. I think he and Mike Evans have this connection, and I do think that they are still in the hunt for the division title. So I think they'll take Jacksonville. Jacksonville has not looked well in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Next up, we have the hard charging Pittsburgh Steelers taking down Arizona Cardinals, taking on Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
I mean, it's hard to pick against a team that takes down a Titan like the Steelers, but I'm going to go with Justin Fields and those Chicago Bears to get the win over Arizona.
Okay.
I come on the show and y'all just
y'all. What do you mean, y'all?
It's not personal, Sonny.
It's not
It's strictly business.
Strictly business.
Y'all some butt munchers. I'm gonna take Chicago.
I'm gonna go with Chicago as well. Now, one of the other great matchups of the week, we have the 4-5 on the road. Can't beat anybody away from home. Dallas Cowboys taking on the don't show me nobody over 500 Miami Dolphins. Who you got?
I hate to do this to my guy Dak, but I'm taking Miami because God damn, you embarrassed everyone in your family, your friends, every Texan, every Cowboys fan on the planet. And I cannot find it in my conscience to pick the Dallas Cowboys in a big game. So I'm taking Miami.
Okay.
Hendo, you're a real lint licker. So I am definitely taking Dallas to represent my fellow Mexican Caleb out there. Shout out to Caleb.
Where Caleb at? You're not Mexican. You're African.
Oh, but if I support the Cowboys, he'll say I'm Mexican. So
Okay.
shout out to Caleb. Cowboys taking Miami down.
Listen, I don't think that anybody named Dakota Rain can embarrass his family any more than he already has. But
a poor name, man.
But
and why would you do that to your son?
Why would you? But I just think that with it, like you said, it being close to January, which means it's getting playoff time, Dallas, their buttholes start to pucker a little bit when they hear the word playoffs, and they don't play well. And they don't play well away from home. So I just think that, especially with all the noise that Micah Parsons has been talking on his podcast, they didn't talk themselves out of win. Tyreek Hill is coming back this week, hopefully to lead me in victory. So I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. The last Sunday game, we got the New England Patriots taking on the Sean Paytons. Who you got?
Well, not the Patriots. So I guess that leaves Denver.
Who you guys should? Everybody hates the
first off, Cootie Queen. I am definitely going with Denver because you are a Cootie Queen. And we don't trust Mac Jones. We don't trust Mac Jones around here.
That's Lily feeding him lines.
Right, she's in his ears. Lint liquor, Cootie Queen.
You butt muncher.
Unlike Suge, I know that Bailey Zappi is the one quarterbacking the New England Patriots, and they do look a lot better offensively. But I just think that with Russell Wilson and that team fighting for their playoff lives, and they still kind of have a shot at the West Division title, I'm gonna go with Denver in this one. Now we get to where all the part of the magic, one of the magic. Listen, this is where we get one good game. Christmas Day, we're going to start off the slate of 3 games with the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got?
Kansas City, easy.
They just put up 63 points.
Oh yeah, sure did. Some Chargers that nobody picked.
Look at here, you come quiet. You don't disrespect Christmas games, okay?
Okay.
Don't disrespect Christmas games, but Kansas City all day.
All right. Then we got Ferris's lowly Tommy DeVito in the cutlets and all that stuff.
Tommy Cutlets. Don't
Tommy
disrespect.
Cutlets,
Don't
Pajano.
disrespect
We got
Patron.
Pajano, right? We got that dude over there taking on the reeling Philadelphia Eagles, who've lost 3 games straight. The team is turning on itself, and I don't know what's wrong with Jalen Hurts, but his relationship with AJ Brown, sorry first, toxic.
Doesn't seem great.
It doesn't seem great. So trade him to Baltimore. We can go, next year, whatever.
Okay. Anyway, I apologized to Jalen Hurts last year after he had a great season. Said I was wrong about him. I want to take that apology back. I was not wrong. Jalen Hurts is good. The Eagles are a very, very, very talented team. And so that alone will carry them past the Giants. But screw you, Jalen Hurts. Apology rescinded.
That is terrible. Who you got, Should?
Should I go with the Italian? No, we'll go with Philadelphia.
Forget about it. I'm going with the Giants. Forget about it. Listen, the Eagles, and the thing that shocks me about the Eagles is throughout the whole season, even though they were 10-1 at one point, they hit a rut, and they weren't the same team that they were from last year. And offensively, they run the same exact plays. These same exact plays. This team is surprisingly, it's not the Ravens who have their quarterback take the least amount of snaps under center. So they're not changing anything. And listen, Nick Sirianni, he's correct. We should blame you. You're the head coach. You call the plays. It's your fault. Tommy Cutlets and his newfound revenue outside of football is going to boost him up, and he needs to boost up his level to make that money. So the New York Giants got this. But we get to it could have been way more. It could have been. But he fired him. Last but not least, we got the matchup of the decade. At least we have the Baltimore Ravens traveling to California to take on the San Francisco 49ers. 2 11-3 teams, juggernaut versus juggernaut, Titan versus Titan. Who you got?
I got the Baltimore Ravens, and I said on Wednesday, I believe that I have them 34-20. So I think I said 34-24. So a fairly close game, but a decisive victory for Baltimore, and I'm sticking with that.
Look to all those stinky McStick faces out there as Ravens fans. I hate to tell you this, but you're not winning this game. San Francisco is beating you guys 32-10.
That makes it a lock that Baltimore wins.
That makes it a lock. Yeah, cannot predict anything. Can't predict things.
I predicted certain people getting jobs, but hey, you know what?
You predicted the Steelers going unbeaten the rest of the season too, didn't you?
And they're just
defeated. That was before our quarterback.
That was before there was no change in the level of quarterback play.
Our quarterback got hurt.
It's exactly the same.
How about that one?
All right, Shug's not picking his own team. How the blasphemy!
Nope.
All right, so for me, I think the Ravens are going to win 37-29. Ravens take this game because Lamar is 13-4 in primetime games, and it's just something magical about Monday night that Lamar does his thing. Can we get another Jackson 5? I hope so, but I hope not. But I hope so, but I hope not. Because I don't need Brady getting all them points. I don't need Brady getting all the points in fantasy football.
See what I'm talking about? Cowardice.
Cowardice what? Listen, Puka Nacua got you 33 points last night.
Sure
what more do you want? Patrick Mahomes, I need him to do his thing, whatever. All right. Last topic that we have here. And Shug, this is a topic for you, and I'm sure that you can comment on this. And I'm not saying this to be funny. This is actual.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. Really, I want to know. I really want to know. So, the Los Angeles Lakers, they have been 1-5 in their last 6 games. Ever since they won the in-season tournament and decided they wanted to hang up a banner, they have not been playing well. LeBron James has played 4 of the last 6, missing 2, and now he's out with an ankle injury. Do you think that the Lakers are in trouble?
No,
either one of you?
Not at all. We're not even into the All-Star season. All-Star game. Sorry. No, we're not in trouble.
But how injured is LeBron? I don't know. How injured is LeBron?
I haven't seen anything. And Brody would be more inclined because he keeps more on tabs on sports when I'm not interested. I hit up Rodney and the Lunch Break Hot Take Show. Shout out to them. But no, I mean, we're barely in December.
Right.
If this was close to the All-Star break, after the All-Star break, I'd be a little worried. No, you just let LeBron. He's up there in age, so you got to let him rest. Lakers are going to be fine. I don't see. There's no teams pulling away right now. There's no teams that you're like, yo, that's the team right
the
now.
Timberwolves are a little bit, but it's like, yeah, nobody's scared of the Timberwolves.
That's true.
Yeah, nobody's scared of the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
John Morant just came back. Even the Nuggets haven't looked. Yeah, and Aaron, absolutely right. Lakers need someone to step up. We've been saying it for years for AD to step up. You got AR going around doing a media campaign. Like he's the man. Like, okay, show it then. You got
Not
that
silly
money.
at all,
Show it.
Jeremy. Like they have banners for conference championships too.
Yeah.
Well,
Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. But the Lakers don't do that. The Lakers only put World Championship banners up.
Right.
They don't even put Western Conference. They don't put Western.
Okay, first of all, don't make me call up that really fast young black man to tell you again that they are not world champions. Okay, they are the national champions because they don't play the. They are not. Look, it's you have to put it up. It's the first season of the in-season tournament. The players cared. It mattered. You put up the banner, and you want to make sure that the team stay engaged. They want fans engaged in that tournament. So, of course, you put up that banner. I don't have any problem with putting up the banner. That's not why they went 1-5. 1-5 was fucking D'Angelo Russell. Okay. It's not all on. It's not all on him. But they need that third guy, and it can't just be Austin Reeves.
Right.
They're talking to Chicago about Zach LaVine, about DeRozan, about maybe Caruso coming back. I think they need to bring in another guy who they know is what they're going to get. I should slap you. They need to bring in another guy who they can count on night in and night out. Because you're not going to get top tier Anthony Davis every single night on the offensive end, right? And they need that. So they go get Zach LaVine, they go get DeMar DeRozan. They'll be just fine, and I think they'll be fine in general. Like everybody's saying, it's very early, and I think they're still kind of figuring things out a bit. But I think that they're interested in those Bulls players, and they should be.
Sorry,
I bet you would. I bet y'all would.
We can send them your way, hometown kid.
Mm-hmm.
Get them. But the only reason that I asked this question is because I think that they went extremely hard to win this in-season tournament. And I think they overextended LeBron a little too much, even before the tournament. Like he played more minutes than he was supposed to play. And at his age, he's still one of the top 5 best players in the league, but you still shouldn't use him that many minutes per night. He shouldn't be playing games where he's playing all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter just to win an in-season tournament. Like you win an in-season tournament, but you possibly jeopardize something in the future because he's hurt now. Like he's
fine. He's a game time decision for this game on Saturday. Like he's not seriously injured. I think they should just give him some time off. But yeah, they went hard in that game because again, you want to send that message that the tournament matters, and the players played like the tournament mattered, right? And
they got $500,000.
Yeah, I was saying they wanted that extra $500,000. I think they're going to add more incentives to it in the future as well. But I mean, I think they looked at it and like, hey, we can go hard and win this tournament, and there's plenty of time to let James rest and recuperate before we really need to lock in for a playoff run. But again, I think the reality is they need to bring in another scorer because D'Angelo Russell, it is not. He can be a 20 point a game a night guy, but he's just not doing it consistently. And he seems fine with it. So that's not great. They need to try and package him up. And also, I just want to point out, I said the second that the ink hit the paper on that Gabe Vincent contract that I was a fucking waste of money. It was a terrible signing, and they should have never gone after him. So they need to package him up along with D'Angelo and bring somebody else in.
Is Gabe Vincent injured? Because they're not even.
He has been for quite a while, but even when he played, he was ineffective.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like a 3-point shooter shooting 1 for 20.
All right, listen, we've been in here over an hour. It's still 30 people in here. Appreciate you all for dropping by. If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you all. Shug, let the people know what you got going on and where they can find you and that great content.
Well, first off, thank you, Hendo, for having me. Appreciate you as always. You can find me at Suge Knight 323 on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter, where you can see me talking about all kinds of stuff, and especially arguing with Hendo. Suge Knight 1323
Appreciate you.
on Twitch, where I'm usually streaming games. I've been streaming a lot of Fortnite lately. Come hang out. I'm on TikTok live more recently doing streaming stuff. So come and hang out with me. And Tuesdays, still conspiracy, where sometimes I'll get two guests, or sometimes I get one, but it
Every
doesn't
week.
matter. It's always great to have those people there because they are amazing and good friends of mine. So come hang out Tuesday 6:45 PST, 9:45 Eastern. I was supposed to do it tonight, but because Mr. Hendo lied to me and told me this was not a hanging with Hendo, I was going to do a stream talking
going on,
some
Joey?
Marvel,
Ain't no biggie. Ain't no
talking some stuff. But we'll do something soon, talking Marvel, because there's a lot of things going on. Obviously, you got the Jonathan's Majors stuff. You got the announcement of they're possibly changing stuff. So I'm going to get some people together. We're going to talk about it, talk about what they want to see, what they hope for,
Appreciate
and go from there. So if you are
Thanks,
into
Joey.
Marvel, unlike Jose Garcia, come
Oh, wow.
I mean, am I lying? Am I
Full
lying?
government.
It's the whole government name.
Well, that's what I know him as. Because I don't call him names that he doesn't like to be called. Come hang out. We'll just look at Twitter, and you'll see me post about that and when to come hang out. I know Empty Sugar Lamar Jackson going to prove you wrong Monday. He's better than Purdy. He is better than Purdy. I never said he wasn't better than Purdy.
All right. First of all, if y'all don't know, even though Suge is a Steelers fan, he is a Lamar lover.
Always
He
as a Steelers
loves.
No, I like Lamar. I don't love
loves
Lamar. I like
loves
Lamar.
He loves Lamar.
He loves
You can find Suge also, in addition to everything he was just saying, you can also find him in spaces of any opposing team where they are talking shit about Lamar Jackson, defending Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, first off, that is a lie. I don't go into the team spaces.
You don't defend him. You don't defend Lamar in Steelers spaces.
No, I don't defend him in Steelers.
Oh,
Not anymore.
You've told us many times.
Stories. Yeah.
I've told you many of stories. You guys choose to believe what you want.
Okay, whatever. All right, Brady, let the people know what you got going on and where they can find you and that amazing content with you and Jose.
Yes, you can. Thank you for having me. First off, even though you lied about what we're going to be talking about, you can find me on Lunch Break Hot Take every Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. We do a live show, the LBHT show. We follow that up with the overtime show for our patrons. You can find me on Monday nights over on Sip to Tally Films, along with Hendo, my brother Jose, OTR Mike, and Chris Just Joking, and of course Coach Evans doing the Ravens Roundup. On Tuesdays, like Suge mentioned, you can find me on Suge Knight 323, along with Hendo and Suge doing the Steel Conspiracy. That's at 9:45 Eastern p.m. Eastern time. And then sometimes, you never know when, you can find me on Ring Kings podcast. Possibly tomorrow. There's a major fight card tomorrow happening over in Saudi Arabia, starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. You got Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. You got Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. You've got a couple of, I forget the other fights, but there's 5 more fights on that card. Should be a great event, so check that out if you can. It's on DAZN on pay-per-view, $40, and then a couple of days after that, the day after Christmas, actually, Tuesday morning, Monster Inoue. Naoya Inoue is fighting over in Tokyo. He's fighting Marlon Tapales, trying to become the undisputed champion at, I believe it's 122, but I'll have to check on that.
For sure. We're gonna live stream that on Tuesday, since we have a show on Tuesday.
Or not, because I have work Tuesday morning.
But you have a day off that week.
Yeah, that's
early.
Yeah,
so it works out. You can work and do a show Tuesday.
No, I'm going to definitely be doing my job on Tuesday morning.
Yes, indeed.
You can all be a Ryan once in a while.
Yeah, okay. And also, Brady forgot to mention, you can find us here every Sunday evening.
I didn't forget to mention anything.
Every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. live streaming the Baltimore
Ravens.
I
did forget that. My bad.
Or
it's because it doesn't have a name. So I keep telling you.
We'll figure
That's
names
why I
out.
forgot it. Because there's no name
Or-
for the show.
Or after Ravens games, you can also find me every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking all things hip hop, especially old school hip hop. We are starting to get into interviewing people now, especially our friends, patrons, just
So I must not be a friend. Bro.
anyone we find interesting that has a story
I mean, Suge has nothing but
that
stories.
has a story to tell. He does, but we need true stories.
Facts.
Listen, and before we get out of here, I have a message from 49ers fans. I respect you all, and think that you have an awesome team. But
don't take this ass whipping personally.
and we out.